Okay, I want to call the meeting to order. This is the Board of Finance special meeting of Wednesday, July.
For me.
Come again, Brian?
No, Donna was touching the phone and she shouldn't be at this time.
Okay.
I'm just a tech advisor.
Okay. All right, we'll start over. We'll call this meeting to order, the Board of Finance special meeting of Wednesday, July 2nd. And for roll call, we'll let the minutes reflect that all 6 Board of Finance members are present at the meeting. 3 here in the room, Nikki, Dave, and Rob. 3 online, Nate, Brian, and Steve. That's item 1. Item 2, review results of the budget referendum. I would say we have preliminary results. Some preliminary, some final, but I think we have enough data to move forward on it. Nate, RJ had asked that we publish the final numbers when we have them. I'm going to give the prelim numbers. East Thompson, 232 no, 132 yes. Winnabogue, 154 no, 89 yes. Town Hall, 427 no, 302 yes. Library, 223 no, 166 yes. Total no's, 1,036. Total yeses, 689.
400.
Total votes cast, 1,725. And for those wondering, ratios of the 1,725 votes cast, 60% no, 40% yes, almost exactly. Any questions on the results? Any comments on the results?
Did you read the total again? 136, is that what you said?
Nikki asked for the totals again.
Just the bottom.
1,036 no's, 689 yes. For a total of 1,725 votes. Hearing no.
Well,
God, was
It's very disappointing, you know, I mean. But it's the same results. We're still at that 60-40.
little better, not remarkably better, Brian. It's a little better. Last time it was 1136 no's and 589 yes. So the no's dropped by about 100 and the yeses raised by almost 100, but still pretty far off nonetheless. Any other comments on item 2, review of results? Okay, item 3, set the mill rate for fiscal 25-26 if applicable. I'd like to at least, it's not applicable to set the mill rate, but I'd like to at least have a discussion around the possibility of setting a temporary mill rate. And I first ask, Bill, if we don't borrow any money and we use what we have in surplus, when do we run out of cash to fund operations?
In about a month and a half to 2 months.
6 to 8
And
weeks.
that's at a normal burn. We'll obviously shut everything down. You know, for example, at the school, this is normally the time of year when the secretaries will be putting in the teachers' orders. None of that's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
The only things we're going to be buying are, you know, literally to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And obviously pay the staff.
Yeah, and so that's about 6 to 8 weeks. And if this budget had passed, taxes would have been due on 8/1 or thereabouts.
Yeah,
So if we took another 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks to spin to a next.
yeah,
And if we met very quickly, got our work done and went back out, we're probably 3 weeks out. That puts us to the end of July. Best case, we might see cash flowing in on taxes paid by September 1.
right.
September 1 is all of July, all of August. That's basically the 8 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
So the question is, do we run out to round 4 without setting a temporary mill rate and deplete the cash reserves that we have? With all the tightening of the belts and everything else, Bill, or do we look to set a temporary mill rate in parallel? Open for discussion, if anyone has a point of view.
So,
Rob, I think that a mill rate should be set. I think the first selectman should set a mill rate and at least get some cash flowing in, and we go from there. I'm not for, using our fund balance for this, and then borrowing, we still gotta pay it back, you know? That's my opinion. I don't know what the rest of the board feels.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Just so I think everybody's got a point of view, so I'll go around the room. Steve, were you trying to jump in?
Yep, I don't mean to
Please go
interrupt.
next, Steve.
Well, I agree with Brian. I do think we need to, get some funding going. I think we had, what, 8%, I'm sorry, 10% surplus. 8% is a month's worth of spending, so we don't have much. We have virtually no reserve, quite frankly. So we need to get something going.
Okay, Nikki, you were gonna jump in.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't see the need to deplete. I think if we have the ability to set something, we should. And I think we need to get money in, because I don't know how you pay bills. If someone could tell me how they pay bills with no money, I would gladly take that path, but in my everyday life, but clearly it's not an option, so and I think there's just a lot of data and information out there right now, and it's overwhelming, and I think setting a mill rate and a step back might be something to consider.
To answer your question, you ultimately have to get money, but in that situation, you have to borrow it. So now you're financing
Interesting.
payroll and the light bill, and
Right.
which is not wise.
Yeah, Dave,
No, it's 30.
Well,
sorry, Nikki, you all set?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Dave, over to you, please.
Well, the concern I have is what you shared earlier. It's in some way dangerous to set the mill rate if we set it too high.
Yeah, and as I understand that, Dave, is that if we set it higher than it actually lands, that overpayment goes to FY 27, which is really not gonna bode well with the people in town. If we set it lower, we missed it on the low side, we didn't collect enough, it would be adjusted in January.
Well,
So-
except the bill would go
Well,
up.
December bill, but it'd be
December.
adjusted at that point.
Well,
So
the
probably
the
better,
January payment.
probably better to underclub it, as I would say, than,
Now, the other thing is
I'll
that
come back to you.
your motor vehicle tax is gonna be due immediately.
Right.
So how do you deal with that? That's my question.
That was my question.
Yeah, I think that's dealt with through supplemental, but,
I mentioned earlier, Rob, that I tried to talk to Scott today. Unfortunately, he was out this afternoon.
I think if that's under club, the supplemental goes out and offset.
I would have to check, because the
Yeah.
preliminary conversation I had, but this was with Paula, who's one of the tax staff.
Yeah,
She was under the impression that you couldn't, because there's only one motor vehicle bill.
Yeah.
You can't, there's nothing to adjust.
You have to
There
get it
isn't a
right.
second bill. You have to get it right.
That's my
right.
point.
So
Well,
you
in
essentially
reality-
have to wait for the
in-
final
in-
mill rate to send
right.
out the car.
So your,
bills.
your motor vehicle bill will not go out
Right.
until
yeah,
the second.
but and also just to add on here, the reality is the motor vehicle is gonna pull in somewhere north of 1 million of the 20 million, so it's
Right.
5%, maybe pushing 6%. Not insignificant, but
Right.
for what we're
I
trying to
understand
do.
that, but how does that affect the motor vehicle owner in terms of registration?
Yeah, it'd have to be,
don't know.
what Dave's
No,
getting
be-
at is if you haven't paid.
I mean,
your
is
tax
there a
bill-
legal date?
I
that
think
that-
it's because it's not due yet, Dave. I don't think they can shut them down. They can refuse it. They're the only
That's
thing they.
interesting.
It's not.
Sorry,
You
Nick,
know, you
yeah, I understand, yeah,
Yeah,
Nikki.
no, and
Nikki,
that's
what-
exactly what I was gonna ask, is that, can they be split? Like, can you set the mill rate for only property and have only property bills go out? And then from having issues with my motor vehicle, if it's not an open bill in the system, it doesn't show as a due bill, it shows you current to what you can. So it shouldn't affect anybody being
The
able to
only thing that
re-register.
I don't wanna speak for Scott, but what he probably would like there is there are many folks who play this game where they don't pay their motor vehicle tax until they have to register the car.
Right,
So they may run out and register the car and then not pay the,
That's it. Yeah,
it happens a lot.
And you're not gonna get it.
Right.
Sorry, guys. Nate, did you want to jump in? I didn't go to you yet.
No, that's all right. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm in favor of taking action, and I tend to agree with Dave. I would not shoot high. I think look, if we've got 6 to 8 weeks now, if we shoot appropriately and we miss it a little bit on the low side, compensate for it, we'll more than be able to get ourselves through, the next few months, which is what really this is
so
about.
you may not like, I don't know if this is open discussion, it's fine.
No.
You may not like my answer, but right now, it's flat, right? I don't see why it wouldn't be what it is. It's equal to what they approved last year. It is what it is right now. Set it at that rate and then go from there. That's Nikki's opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, but Nick, we lost by 400 votes at what it was last year. I'm in agreement with, Dave and Rob that maybe we need to go under a little bit so that if we do have to get down to a mill rate, we're not refunding people money. I know what you're saying, Nick, and I think initially I was, in agreement with you, but listening to Dave and Rob, I think they're right. We need to go under a little bit, because if we have to make more cuts, it's gonna be easier sending out a supplemental to get more in than it is to refund it.
Yeah, and as I understand it, Brian, I think it actually gets applied to the following year,
Right.
so it doesn't
So
even get.
even still, we're gotta give money back in
No,
some
no,
way.
I'm piling on with you, Brian.
Yeah, no.
So,
I mean, me personally, I would just lower the dollar and go out for a referendum every 6 weeks until they understand that we can't do this, but that's just me.
well, that's item 4 is our workshops.
Well, we have a meeting coming up. Couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Guys, I'm losing sound for some reason.
Pardon?
Can you hear us now, Steve?
I can hear you very, I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe it's
It might be
mine.
you, but it might be you, but I'm gonna move closer to the computer.
We've got a meeting on the 17th.
I don't know if we can wait that long, Dave. I don't know if we
Okay.
maybe should try to get something.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
Regardless, whenever that tax bill goes out, the taxpayer has 30 days by law.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're not looking at August 1st, that's
Well,
taxes still.
August 3rd, August 5th. Well, we have a holiday
That-
tomorrow.
Well, that's
Friday.
assuming, yeah,
So probably
more
the
like
7th or 8th.
or more.
So just if I could, I'm gonna jump back in, and I now have official numbers.
The bottom's the total.
So scratch, don't scratch everything, but scratch a few things I said. East Thompson, 232 no's, 132 yeses, that's the same. Quinnebog, 154 no's, 89 yeses, that's the same. Town Hall, 427 no's, 302 yeses, that's the same. East Thompson is a little different. East Thompson's 248 no's, 205 yeses. So the total is 1,000.
Is that, Rob, was that East Thompson or District 1 at the town hall?
No,
East
East,
Thompson.
East Thompson?
That was District 1. That was District 1. That was,
That's what yeah,
that's library. This is
What did I
East
say?
Thompson. You said East
Oh, I'm
Thompson.
sorry.
That's town.
I'm looking right at library and I'm saying East Thompson. Good catch, Brian.
no problem.
So
I knew that wasn't
so the
right.
only difference from the first numbers that I said was District 1, the library.
okay,
The other numbers were all the same. At the library, 248 no, 205 yes.
Okay.
Total no's 1,061. Total yeses 728.
All right. So are we suggesting that they set the mill rate at something lower and then meet on the 17th? Is that what was,
I'm suggesting we
Well, let's
answer
go,
to a few questions.
yeah,
before we set it.
let's, it's a little tough. We got 3 and 3 and I've been online. It's hard to jump in. So Brian just asked a question. Dave, you go, please. You
Well,
said,
I'm concerned about the motor vehicle tax. Because that cannot be issued until a mill rate is set.
Mhm.
And we do have a supplement that goes out anyway in December
Mhm.
for those cars purchased after October first.
Mhm.
So I don't know the legal ramifications of setting that now.
Well,
If we say we set the mill rate at 21 or 19 rather. We don't know what it means. We'll collect money, but that money is not motor vehicle, that's just a run.
Right, just the first real
Right.
estate, from what I understand,
Right.
which I'll confirm with Scott. but-
Yeah, we can confirm with Scott. I don't want to downplay the real estate, Dave, but if we get the 93-94% bills out, I mean, that's gonna give us the
Yeah,
majority of the.
I
okay.
understand, I just wanna make
So-
sure it's a clean
Yeah, I understand. I
situation that
understand. We
not
all,
only that we understand it, but the public out there understands what's happening. And when they get
I can't guarantee that, because there's a lot of things that are,
so there'll be a supplementary tax bill coming out
I understand.
in December. Supplement for motor vehicle, which will be the real one, in a sense. Versus a supplement to the real estate end.
I understand. I
Does,
understand. I understand, but.
Yeah,
does the motor
Go ahead.
vehicle wait until December? If you don't issue it right now, or does it get issued as soon as the mill rate is set?
bill rate, that's what my question is.
Voice.
Motor vehicle is one payment.
I spoke to Rainey Moran today and he confirmed that the motor vehicle would be withheld. That would
Okay.
not be taxed.
So that's,
That's what I'm
Only the
saying.
real estate.
Yeah.
so that's
And
what we
then it goes out when when the official budget
Right.
passes,
It's-
not in
it goes-
January.
Correct.
final mill rate, not a temporary mill rate.
Right.
The temporary mill rate, the change would be on your second payment.
Correct.
Which would.
On the real
For the
estate.
real estate.
On,
Okay.
and it would be the first one for the motor vehicle.
If the first one goes out for the motor vehicle. The other option is the motor vehicle doesn't go out until the final mill rate's set.
Right,
Okay. So. I don't, I mean, does that change people's points of view? I still think we should take action. When
Well,
the motor vehicle goes
my
out.
other, my other question is, if we went to 19.
Yep.
What are we losing in terms of income?
0.29 mils on 1.1 million, I
300.
don't know, 330. Napkin, napkin,
Yep.
300 something.
330. Right around there.
Well, it's actually more than that, because we're not submitting motor vehicle.
Well, that would catch up.
But you're
in the
right,
fiscal
you'll catch up in the, when it's
Yeah.
ultimately billed, yeah.
Yeah, what,
But right now, but I think Rob's point is because real estate is the overwhelming amount of the revenue. Doing a temporary mill rate now would at least meet the cash flow needs going forward, and we would have time to catch up, because if you think about a typical year. We collect a lot of our revenue up front, and then that's where our investment income comes from, right?
Mhm.
Because we invest that as we spend it down throughout the year.
That's correct. You're not getting it monthly, you're just
Right.
getting it monthly.
yeah, you're gonna lose on that end too.
Yeah, we'll lose on, right.
So. From what I saw, or from what I read, the selectmen actually set that temporary mill rate. But, the
You may-
selectmen set the temporary mill rate.
Okay.
Suzanne believes that the Board of Finance did the last time this happened. I wasn't here. for
Did
this.
you get a chance to call Aaron?
no, I'm pretty sure it's this, I read the selectmen set the mill rate in this situation.
That's what I saw too, Brian.
On the
Yes.
recommendation of Board of Finance?
Well, I think you guys said it, but we can certainly give you our thoughts
Oh,
on
we,
it.
but,
Well, then,
I don't know, I
I'm just
remember.
concerned about, that's why I'm saying, maybe we should wait a week and get the legalities set, so we know what we're doing is correct.
So
I have a problem with-
I'm okay with waiting. I just, if our meeting's a week from Thursday, I'd rather meet like next
Next
Monday
week.
or Tuesday.
Even if you just did Zoom.
Well, it's the holiday. Next Monday, you may not have those answers. You got tomorrow to check it
Yeah, check with the attorney. He's not on vacation.
and get a written opinion from.
I mean, it's up to the 6 people on the board and the group. I just feel like if we wait till our regular meeting, that just, I don't like the word wait. It's just,
I understand that, but, you know, if a mill rate is set, then the money's gonna start coming in a month from that date.
but in parallel,
but
we still need to finish, right? We're
We
not,
still need to draw from the surplus in that interim
that's correct.
time.
That's correct. At least 4 weeks.
Yeah.
5 weeks. So anything else on setting mill rate? I think what we're saying is not tonight, but there seems to be a general alignment,
That's Chelsea.
a general alignment that we should.
Failure in
should
town, you know.
Any other discussion on mill rate?
Well, could we take a motion? Is that acceptable in terms of a recommendation to the Board of Finance?
What's the, say again?
I'm just saying, is that?
I didn't hear the whole question. I'm sorry, Dave.
Can we accept the motion in terms of the Board of Finance and a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen to set a temporary mill rate?
I don't see why we can't, but to your earlier point, I think I'd rather have all the facts laid
Yeah,
out.
well,
And also give us a little, I don't know how you guys are. This can kind of digest this a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe 19 is the right number, maybe it's 19.2, maybe it's 19.1. You know, what's going through my head, Dave, is if we set it at 19 and then we come back and say we want to go at 19.1. Holy, you know.
Well,
is that gonna-
are we gonna set an interim meeting to work on the budget?
That's our next agenda item, and
I
if we've done-
understand that.
and I think we should. I think we should, and
Be prior to the 17th.
okay.
Yes.
So anything else on agenda item 3?
I think postponing it until we've had a chance to think about it for a day or two makes sense.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes.
Agenda item 3. Agenda item 4.
Well, just clarification, are you asking the selectmen to find out whose votes on this? I mean, Amy, are you gonna find that out?
I
We're-
am
we're-
going to reach out to the town
we're-
attorney just for a little bit of guidance.
All right.
That, Brian, and also on the motor vehicles, because both of those, we want to understand what the process would be.
Well, the longer we string this out, the longer we have to go into surplus, which we don't have surplus. I don't care if it says 8 or 10, we don't have surplus. We don't have a lot of money. The longer we stretch this out, the worse. I'm, if the selectmen find out that, that they can set a mill rate, I'm in alignment with Dave, that if we give them a recommendation of what we're looking for, let them take it from there, and then we can meet next week as quickly as possible to start looking at numbers, but we need to have money coming in. This isn't good. I mean, that's just my opinion. If it ultimately comes down to the selectmen, it doesn't matter what the Board of Finance wants to do. Let them set the mill rate at a number that we think is good for the community. That's me. Sorry.
No, no,
Oh, which is it, Brian? A number we think is good or a number that they pick?
I just think a number that we think is good to go forward. Now, there's certainly, Steve, you're right. They could pick a different number, you know, but if the 19, that is a number I keep hearing passing around, then, you know, if there's a recommendation, then they could call an emergency meeting in a day if they have to, with a recommendation coming from the attorney that they can set a mill rate, then let them set a mill rate. Come in, Tokyo. I've lost everybody.
no, everyone's
Everybody just thinking here.
thinking, we can see you, you can't see us, Brian.
I'm in Aruba drinking bourbon. You guys see enough.
I have no bourbon. Both of my hands are on my head.
If we have another meeting, would it be a Monday night or Tuesday night? Is that what we're thinking?
I would propose Monday night, but
I would agree with that.
Nikki's out of town. Can you zoom in?
No.
Nikki's out.
Both days?
I can do Monday.
We're back Sunday, right? I can do Monday.
Is there a preference to do Tuesday? So we get Nikki?
Is that better for Nikki? If it is, I'd go Tuesday.
Yeah,
Nate?
I'm open to Tuesday. It would have to be Zoom for me, but I'm fine with either day.
Nate's fine with either day.
I'd actually just prefer some time to go through stuff, so honestly, I'd rather take a week.
Nick, we don't have a week.
But if you set but hear me out, Brian, if you
Yep.
set a temporary mill rate, I have 30 days.
What do you mean you have 30 days?
They have 30 days, I get 30 days. They get 30 days to pay their bill. You're gonna have money coming in 30 days. So whether it takes us 3 months or 6 months, you are going to have the money from whatever mill you set coming into town. I don't see the urgency once you decide to set a temporary mill rate, unless someone can convince me otherwise.
As an ex officio member,
Nikki, I think we're trying to
I-
figure out what a temporary
Yeah.
mill rate might be, a recommendation on that.
right, but
Hang on, just a lot of people, so I'm just gonna call on people, so we're not talking over each other. Please go.
okay, so as an ex officio member, I'm kind of surprised that you want to rush back into this. The atmosphere is very heated. We've all been through the ringer. Well, some of us have been through the ringer, fighting for this budget. Fighting to get this budget to pass, trying to get the information out there, and it's failed. I would agree. I think the logical thing, my personal opinion, is to set a mill rate. We'll find out how to set the mill rate and then take a cooling off period.
I agree.
It didn't work. What was it, 2018, Ken? Where we went 5 times and finally the Board of Finance kind of took a break because it was just too heated out there. And now it's worse because social media has exploded and it's made it 10 times worse than it was in 2018. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I guess, Rob, to that, I think Amy said it a little clearer than I did. My concern is getting money in. If a temporary mill rate is set, I would like some time to really digest what's left in the budget. I would. Because I feel like it's being rushed and brash decisions and things like that. And if the money coming in is the money coming in, we're not in a situation where we're pulling from the surplus in 30 days. We, yes, need to have something in place, and it's December before new bills go out, right? But there's money in town and the money's coming in. So at that point, 94% or 93% of the money coming in,
And
I want to just break what's going on right now. And I think the only way to do that is to take a break.
and if I could just interject
Yeah,
one more thing.
Go ahead.
We're still, the numbers are roughly the same, a little, I think a little bit more, slightly more on the yes side. But that still leaves about 70% of the voters that aren't coming out to vote. And people lining up in the tax office wondering where their bill is. So it's not gonna be it's not like people aren't, the 20s or 15% of the people that voted no aren't gonna come in and pay their bill likely. But you have a large proportion of people that are waiting to pay their bills. Because they're good stewards of this community.
I'll go back to my original, and that is put discussion of the workshop on our regular meeting on the 17th. If the Board of Selectmen choose to make a decision next week regarding a temporary mill rate, then that will be in motion. Bills will be out by the time we meet. And if we choose to discuss it at that time, so be it. Or we can table that item for another special meeting or whatever. But we're not acting hastily.
If I could, Dave, just to get everybody's time right. And this is kind of secondhand, but I believe it takes a couple of weeks to actually get the bill, so the 30 days, you know.
Why should it?
It might be,
The company has all of their assessment.
once again,
All they need is that mill
That
rate
mill rate.
number, hit the computer, bingo, it should pop out.
once again, unfortunately, Scott wasn't in this afternoon, but the conversations I was trying to get ready for
I
this
don't
conversation
buy
tonight.
that.
And it was, I believe it takes some time for them to turn around the printing, but once again, I can confirm, but that was
I just
some
don't see that.
preliminary
In this day and
discussions today.
age, they have a number to work with. All the other data is in the computer, bingo.
And all the other towns are gonna have their budgets done, so it should feed them up.
They're gonna have to
Yeah, all the other, Putnam, the bill is out in Putnam, it's going out in Woodstock in a couple of days.
And they won't be stuffing envelopes in the tax collector's office because they're outsourcing it entirely to QDS.
That's what, I don't see the big hangup.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Nate, Steve, Brian, anything else to add here? The discussion is, do we wait till the 17th at our regular meeting to work on the budget and not move as quickly as we've.
Well, just to put it on the
It
agenda,
is-
whether we work on it or not, that's a decision we make that night.
That's what Dave is suggesting, that's fine with me. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's fine. Just have the selectmen set a mill rate so we get money coming in. That's all. Amy, that's all I'm asking.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
Steve-
is it in
Steve,
fact
uh,
the law? Is it in fact the law that the selectmen set the?
That's my interpretation.
I'm 99% sure, and Brian is feeling that too. I did as much reading as I could this afternoon. It's, I don't remember the number, it's 132-12 or something. I read it.
Yes.
So
It's the
if
selectmen.
that switches the other way, we'll have to get in
We'll have
gear,
another meeting.
but I'm fairly
Well,
certain that Brian
that's right.
is on the same wavelength. So I'll go with the group. I feel more of a sense of urgency. I get the cool off period. They're all good points. That's why I want to get things done. So to me, it's like today's the 2nd and the 17th, holy cow, it's 15 days that we could have gotten work done.
Yeah, but there'll be money coming
I
in.
know, that's the most important thing, Dave, that at least we got that part of it in motion. Okay, so any objection to that we take up the budget? We take up the budget on 7/17. Any other
That's-
comments or objections?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
I don't know about everybody else.
I'd rather do it earlier, but we'll do it on the 17th.
Same with me, Steve, but that's okay. Let's do it on the 17th.
We'll do the 16th.
17th is our regular meeting. You can.
Is Nikki trying to change the meeting date? Nikki, are you trying to change the meeting date? I may
He
be-
said
I
he
may be-
wanted to do it earlier. I said we could do the
I may be
16th.
5,000 miles away, but I still hear you, Nikki.
That's our regular schedule.
Yeah.
If we do it on the
That-
16th,
I
that's a
just wanted to
special,
end on
that's a
my
special meeting
Yeah.
and we're limited to the agenda.
So Dave, that's our regular scheduled meeting that we normally cancel. every
Isn't
summer.
it?
But we
I
normally
assume
cancel
it's-
it, but we normally cancel it every July. We do. This is the
We can
first.
do it, we
it's the
can
first
cancel
month of
August,
the fiscal.
we can cancel August.
Okay, thank you,
I
thank you, I
will
appreciate
be,
that.
I will be on Zoom for the beginning half. of
Okay.
you guys.
Okay. If you're limited, we'll jump, we can adjust the agenda to be certain that if we're talking budgets, you're
Yeah,
there for us.
I get out at 2:45
Okay.
from there, so.
Last thing before we jump off item 4, because we've made some shifts here in timing and date, do we want to reopen the discussion around what we, the 6 of us, feel is an appropriate temporary mill rate? Or do we want to keep that closed and just let the selectmen do their thing? I personally think we should talk about it because
I'm not sure 19 is a good number. I think that we should be lower than that, but that's my opinion. I don't think 19 takes into consideration the fact that, say, 300 and some odd thousand is gonna be enough.
Yeah, right, well, 3:30.
I would like to go with Nikki's suggestion of going with last year's rate.
I agree. That's my
That's what we did
suggestion.
7 years ago. If I can
Is
interrupt.
whatever last year's rate was,
Nikki said
translate it,
19.99.
and
Well,
that's
adjusted as.
But yeah, I mean, it's the last thing the town approved. That's what I'm going on, right? I'm
Yes.
going on, the last time they all spoke and said yes, it was X
That's
rate,
what we
and
did.
that X
I
rate
understand
is
that,
what we
but
should
you
put out.
would-
Hang on,
We're
guys.
dealing with
Hang-
a revaluation
let's do one at a time. Let's just do one person at a time. I want all voices to be heard. Nikki, could you?
All right.
Yeah,
One
so
second, I'll go online, guys. I'll go back online.
the last time, right, it's ironic that it's what's out there now, but my point is, the last time it was approved by the town should be translated to now And that should be the number. So if it's the 1929, then that's what the number should be.
Yeah.
That's what we should go out with because that was the last town approved.
Got it. And that's where Steve was at. Dave's at 19 or less. Who was trying to jump in? Is that you?
I was trying, Nikki, I
Go.
understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, with reval, okay, they're still getting an increase at 19.29. So I think it's gotta be just slightly below 19 in order to try to get this passed. If we get a number in that area and then go out to a referendum, it might be passable. But if you leave it at the same, Nick, they've already shot it down. They just shot it down today at the same number. I know what you're saying, but they passed it last year, but they said no this year because their taxes are going up because of reval. So it's gotta be lower. And I don't like saying that. I don't. But Dave is absolutely right. It's gotta be a little bit lower than 19, or else it's optics. It's not gonna work. I hate to say that, but that's a fact.
I don't agree that's a fact.
It is, Steve, I know what you're saying, but you know what, Steve, it's a fact. We just lost 3 times, and it's that what it is. It's gotta get down.
May I?
1 second. I just want to give Nate a chance. Nate, do you want to jump in? I don't want to exclude you. If you don't, that's okay, but I just want to make sure you get airtime.
Oh, yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm all set right now. Just
Okay,
absorbing it all.
perfect. Okay, no, that's fine. Nikki.
I just think with all the information that is out there. And with all of you said it lower, I feel like it sets the expectation that that is potential to be what happens. We don't know what's happening, right? We don't know what the 6 people are gonna come up with. We don't know what we're gonna decide during a budget. This is just to set something that's temporary. And as far as I'm concerned, temporary should be around where it is. And then go back to the budget of this year. Like, I think for me, it's confusing enough with what's out there that you start lowering it or upping it. What if we don't pass it at that low rate? Then we're gonna go out and now we're gonna have people say, well, you told us it was 15 and that's what you sent me my bill on, and now you're telling me I'm back to 19. Like, I just think it's way more confusing to go down to then go up. Like, this is where we're at, this is what is level, this is what we stay at. We don't know. I still think that there are plenty of people who are still uncertain what the bill even looks like. So there may be that shift of people when they get their bill that may have a different opinion. We don't know that either, once they receive their physical bill. And then all of a sudden we've shot ourselves in the foot for no reason. So for me, I feel like this is the known, unless we're gonna go into budget workshops and start talking about new mill rates. I'm not comfortable going lower because we don't know that that's what 6 people are gonna decide on.
Well, we're not deciding on anything. We're just debating and giving guidance, and ultimately the 3 selectmen are gonna figure that out. Brian brought up, one of the most important facts, which is this thing got beat down 3 times. It didn't just,
It's not
if
even close.
it was starting to, converge, that would be different, but it's overwhelmingly losing.
I will say, sorry to jump in again,
No,
but I
no.
will say, thinking back to, I think it was the 5 referendum year.
Yeah.
One of those referendums, the Board of Finance sent it back out with no
The
changes.
second one, I believe.
Yes.
Second, was
Yeah.
it the second
Second
one?
one.
And that was like, oh.
Yeah, I
So-
remember that debate.
Well, the other thing you gotta face, when you send out a temporary, there are gonna be a number of people out there. What the hell is going on?
I thought we
We
voted it
just
down.
voted it down. And that's not gonna be a positive as far as.
That's right. That's why I'm saying it's gotta be something a little bit lower than the 19 point. Maybe it doesn't have to be in the 18th, maybe it's 19, but Dave's right. Goes out the same, it's gonna backfire, Nick. Nick, it's gonna backfire. They're gonna say, we voted this down, it'll be worse. I guarantee, I've been in this town long enough to know, and so has Dave, that it will backfire on us. Now, if we come in at a 19, all right, it's still manageable. It's not what I want to do, But if we do something like that, and the suggestion is from us to Amy, that put it at 19, it's lower. Maybe we have a shot at the next referendum.
Well, not to pile on here, but if the automobiles don't go out, it's gonna get worse. Because no one, the people already are not including that, it's a massive reduction. And if you haven't seen it, look at it. I've got the file. It's a massive reduction. It's offsetting the average increase.
Yeah.
I said that a number of times. Those are facts, those aren't opinions. So now if we send it out at anything, they're only gonna see the residential property. They're not even gonna see the break on the automobile.
No.
So
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think we have to set the temporary mill rate. But I think it's gonna make things worse, not better,
I
in the
agree.
short term.
Mhm.
So we're splitting hairs, 18-9, 19. This is not something we're gonna vote on. I guess you guys can absorb what we're saying. And sorry it lands on your lap, but you guys are gonna have to figure out what the right thing is for the community.
And if we have to meet, we have to meet early. I mean, you may make a decision not to set a meeting.
Right,
You know, I understand that.
yeah, so.
We might be meeting
Right
next
now, we're
week.
saying the 17th, but we should all be checking our email.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Anyone else got anything here?
I got one last thing.
Nikki has one last thing.
Thank you for guiding, supporting, and winning today. You guys did an amazing job. You've done an amazing job with this council, and I greatly appreciate your,
Yeah,
Leadership.
we're doing what we can. We're all doing what we can, trying to, a lot of people in town doing a lot to try to make sure people understand what's happening. And Amy brought up a really good point about social media. And the problem with it is that anyone can have a microphone and they can say whatever they want. And they put it out there, and then they put it out there with conviction, with titles on front of them as CFOs and experts. And they're spewing lies and they're spewing inaccuracies. And unfortunately, that's spinning a lot of people up.
Mhm.
And sadly, the other 73% of the people are asleep at the switch, and they're not even coming out to vote. It's not changing. It's the same 1,700 to 1,800 people.
Mhm.
It's a sad day. So that's all I've got. Brian?
No, but Rob, I want to, I'll just piggyback on yours. You're absolutely right. 70% of the people, they just don't care. Just give me my bill and I'll pay it. But it's that 30%, and out of that 30%, 20% are spewing misinformation, and we're losing. And it's unfortunate, but if you look at elections through the years, it's always only 30 or 35%, except for some crazy presidential election or something, you get a big vote. But on the town side, it's always a low turnout, and the negativity that they're spewing is leading the pack right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's right.
I do want to give kudos to the presentation last Wednesday. That you guys
Yes,
did a great job.
yes, they did.
Mhm.
I wish more people had listened.
But that 70% are working and they're not listening to Winnie Radio. The rest of us that are involved, we're listening to you guys, you know? And the other 20% that vote no, don't care what they're saying on Winnie Radio. It's unfortunate.
I wasn't talking about Winnie. I was talking about the evening presentation. But Winnie,
Oh, the evening was wonderful, but the Winnie was excellent too.
Hey. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second
Mickey.
it.
Brian made the motion. Steve seconded it. Dave, sorry. You got 5
Before
seconds.
we go, we're meeting on the 17th, correct?
Yes,
At this
at
point,
this point, if
It
something
could be
changes
next-
tomorrow, we'll email you or I'll call you.
could be the 16th.
All right, I may just stay in Aruba until.
we have a motion. Let's move the motion, please.
17.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That or no, is it gonna be,
Talk to the select.
okay, so.
Thank you, everyone.
An issue then?
All right, bye.